Sometimes the most dangerous mistake a person can make is staying visible when life is calling them to disappear. And if you are hearing these words right now, understand this clearly. This message is not random, it is not coincidence, it is not luck, it is alignment. Because there comes a defining season in every life where silence becomes strategy, where stepping back becomes the setup, where isolation is not abandonment but preparation, where disappearing is not weakness but wisdom. And I am talking directly to that athlete who is exhausted from training in front of people who do not understand discipline. I am talking to that administrator who carries vision heavier than their job description. I'm talking to that nurse and that doctor who spend their lives healing others while their own dreams sit unattended. I'm talking to that student who knows deep down they were made for more than routines and report cards. I'm talking to that communicator who feels their voice has weight but has not yet been sharpened. I'm talking to that pioneer and inventor who sees solutions before problems even exist. I'm talking to that entrepreneur who refuses to accept average as a final destination. I'm talking to that preacher who still feels fire even when the crowd is gone. I'm talking to that man and that woman who refuse to stay where they are because comfort has become too expensive and mediocrity costs too much. Because sometimes growth demands isolation and transformation requires distance. And we live in a culture addicted to noise, obsessed with busyness, enslaved by notifications, hypnotized by distraction, where everyone wants destiny, manifestation, fulfillment, elevation, the next level, a better relationship, higher income, influence, recognition, freedom, and a higher quality of life. But almost nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to unplug. Nobody wants to delete the app. Nobody wants to go quiet for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and focus on nothing but growth, discipline, mastery, and self-development. Because the truth is this, a person is always rewarded in public for what they are willing to endure and build in private. And the reason so many people are frustrated today is not because destiny is hiding from them, but because they have not been willing to forsake what destiny demands. They love to talk about it. They love to plan it. They love to write it down. They love to attend conferences. They love to read books and watch videos and repeat quotes and speak affirmations. But when it comes time to disappear, when it comes time to shut the door, turn off the noise, walk away from distractions, and put in the work behind closed doors, that is where most people stop. And what they do not understand is that the dark room is not a punishment, it is preparation. The dark room is where clarity is developed, discipline is forged, habits are built, weaknesses are exposed, and character is refined. And just like photography, the most powerful images are not created in the light, they are developed in darkness. And the same is true for your life, your calling, your purpose, your destiny, because what you see publicly is always the result of what was built privately. And if you are honest with yourself, you already know this, you already feel it, you already sense that the version of you that exists today cannot carry you into the future you say you want. And that realization is uncomfortable because it demands change, sacrifice, and responsibility. And that is why so many people choose distraction instead of discipline, because distraction feels easier than transformation. And that is why you must understand this principle deeply. You do not need more motivation. You need more elimination. Elimination of distractions, elimination of excuses, elimination of habits that no longer serve you, elimination of voices that dilute your focus, elimination of environments that drain your energy, because your attention is your most valuable currency, and every thought you entertain, every voice you listen to, every habit you tolerate is either feeding your destiny or starving it. And this is why sometimes you must disappear, sometimes you must walk away, sometimes you must go silent, sometimes you must stop explaining yourself, because explanation is often a form of seeking validation, and validation is the enemy of discipline. And the people who change the world are not the ones who announce their plans. They are the ones who execute them in silence and let results make the noise. And this is where I want you to pause for a moment, right here in the middle of this message, because if these words are resonating with you, if you feel challenged, exposed, or awakened, this is your moment to commit. So take a second right now to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay connected, because content like this is not entertainment, it is fuel for people who are serious about growth. And ask yourself honestly, what would happen if you shut off the world for a season? What would happen if you hid yourself in the library, the gym, the boardroom, the studio, the classroom, the notebook, the early mornings, the late nights, the prayer room, the silence? What would happen if you stopped telling everyone what you are about to do and instead started building it in secret? Because obscurity is not the enemy. Obscurity is protection. Obscurity is where you are allowed to fail without judgment, learn without pressure, grow without comparison, and refine without interruption. And this is something most people never experience because they are addicted to being seen, addicted to being heard, addicted to being validated. But validation does not build greatness. Discipline does. And greatness has always required sacrifice. There is no shortcut around it. You may have to sleep in your car. You may have to go without food. You may have to bounce from couch to couch. You may have to sacrifice in ways no one in your family ever has. But the question is not whether you can do it. The question is whether you are willing to do it when nobody is watching, when nobody understands your hunger, when nobody believes in your vision, when nobody applauds your effort. Because that is where destiny is decided, not on the stage, not in the spotlight, but in the unseen moments where you choose discipline over distraction, commitment over comfort, and purpose over pleasure. And this is where I leave you with this final charge. Stop telling the world what you are about to do. Stop announcing your next move. Stop seeking permission. Stop waiting for validation. Disappear. Do the work. Become the person your future requires. And then come back and let results speak for you. And if this message spoke to you, if it challenged you, inspired you, or confirmed what you already felt, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And now I want you to answer this honestly in the comments. Who are you becoming? What distraction are you willing to eliminate? And how long are you willing to disappear to build the life you say you want? Because the world does not need more talkers, it needs builders. And the moment you stop explaining and start executing is the moment everything changes.